Welcome to the She Is You podcast, where we take everything from personal development, self-love, claiming your radical confidence, and fully stepping in to your highest version self. All of the ins and outs that come with it, and how to confidently show up through it all, making the dream life that you pray for manifest into fruition. I'm your host, Kenzie Llewellyn, Master Certified Life Coach, healer, and motivational speaker. Consider this your one-stop shop to chat with your besties about all of the things and get the tough love pick-me-up you need. Here is to living the life that you love and deserve. Now let's get started. Okay, welcome back to the podcast. I am super excited because this episode is all on 10 habits that you can incorporate into your life in 2025 that will absolutely, without a doubt, have you living a completely different life by the end of the year if you stick to these habits. These habits are super easy, tangible. You can incorporate them into your life and you will noticeably see a difference in every single habit when you do it. So I'm super excited. We are going to start off with a weekly recommendation. So my weekly recommendation, I have two different ones. And again, they're super easy and something you could start doing literally today. One of them is reading. And personally, I like self-development books. I like any type of like self-improvement, self-development, but just pick up a book, any book. I know that people love like the Colleen Hoover books. I've heard so many people talk about them. But I feel like when you are reading, you are not only minimizing time that you are scrolling on your phone, but it's also doing so much for you mentally. Tony Robbins says that he knows so much of what he knows today and he gives so much of the credit to reading books. So I feel like it's like a own world of just slept on information. So reading is definitely one. I am currently reading two different books. That is a toxic trait that I need to stop doing, is I go back and forth between books. So I'm like, am I really finishing them or am I just toggling back and forth between books? But I am reading The Magic right now. I love it. It's such a good book. This is the second time I'm reading it. I literally haven't read it in years. And all of my family, which is crazy, started reading it at the same time. And we were talking about it the other day. So I'm rereading that again and I'm very excited for it because it's been so long since the very first time I read this book and I feel like I just have a completely different mindset going into it this time. My second tip, decluttering. This is the most important tip I will probably ever give in my life. When you have a cluttered space, you have a cluttered mind. I swear by this, and it is just with everything. If you sit down to do something and there's clutter all around you, you are not going to have the same type of energy or excitement or just results than if you sat down, everything's in its place, everything's neat, you feel really good and flowy and aligned doing it. It's going to be two completely different outcomes. So decluttering. I go by the 10s rule. I start off with throwing away 10 things. I find 10 things throughout my house that I can throw away, not donate. And I heavily say throw away because if not, then you're just holding on to it. You're keeping it. It's literally being stored in a box in your house, in your garage, wherever it is, to donate it to Goodwill or give it away or wherever. But it's like you're not really giving it away yet. You're still holding on to it. That energy is still there. So when you can find things to throw away, and I said this in my last episode also, it's like start in the shower. Do you have empty shampoo bottles in your shower right now that are just chilling there rent-free for no reason, that are just taking up space and causing clutter? So start decluttering, and I promise you will notice a drastic difference. When you declutter your physical space, it's going to do wonders to your mind. Literally, there was just dogs barking outside, and Madden woke up and started crying. So after the recommendations, without further ado, let's get into this episode because I promise you it is going to be such a game changer. So for habit number one, this one has by far changed my life the most, and I feel like this is the most important thing that you could focus on in your life. And it is find/grow your relationship with God. And let me start by saying this could be however you want it to be, whatever you are needing in this time. Your relationship with God is exactly that. It's yours. It's not going to look like anybody else's. Don't let anybody tell you how it should be, how it should look, how it should sound, what you should do, whatever it is. Just start finding your way to God. Pray. I literally pray and I'm like, God, please show me signs. Please draw me nearer to you. Give me strength. Give me confidence. Give me whatever it is that I need. And like, show me my passion-filled purpose through you, God. Like, how can I serve you, help others, and provide for my family is my prayer that I say all the time. But in my darkest times in life, I would not have been able to get through them without God. And this is literally the thing that changed my life the most. It's how I got through my addiction, how I got through some of the roughest times in my life, like moments where I felt like I could not handle anything else. God got me through that. And I promise you that changed my life the most. It always gives me the strength that I need through everything. And it's just going to it's going to change your life. It is going to completely transform your life. It's going to make your life better in every single way. And again, let this look and feel however you're needing it to feel in this moment. Just start talking to him. Like, he's listening. He'll give you guidance. He'll give you answers. And when you start seeking him, you will find him. Number 2, make your inner circle less than 5 people. And when I say this, I mean everyone. Your family, your friends, people that you are talking to consistently every single day, make it less than 5 people, because chances are, not only is it so hard to divvy out your energy to everyone, and if you have all these things in gatherings, it's going to be so hard to focus on the things that you are trying to get done, but you are going to prioritize the people that you actually love and care about. When you're focusing on these 5 people, you're going to be able to give them the time, the energy, the focus, the attention that you want, instead of spreading yourself so thin. This is like that saying from way back when, it's better to have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. And this is exactly applies to this so much. You're also going to feel just super good and confident and happy and excited when you have these people in your life, because you know they are OGs. Like, they are the GOATs. You love them. You care about them. You're also getting that energy and love reciprocated. And it just feels so much better than chasing after relationships, whether it's family or friends, that you're not getting the same type of energy and love back. So I promise you, think about the 5 people that you love the most, that you want to give your time and energy to, that you want to be involved in their parties and their get-togethers and their things like that. And there is going to be 5 people or less that you really, really love and want to prioritize being a part of their lives this year. Number 3, drink half of your body weight in ounces of water each day. If you weigh 140 pounds, you're going to drink minimum 70 ounces of water every single day. I swear by this. On days that I don't drink water, my whole entire body feels like it's crumbling. Like, I just feel it everywhere. I get headaches. My body feels like achy and breaky and earthquakey and just so run down. And it's because your body is made up primarily of water. Your brain is literally surrounded by water. So if you are not hydrated, your brain is not working how it should be. You are not going to operate on all cylinders. Like, you're not going to get done the successful work that you could when you are hydrated. This is such a slept on thing, and it's so easy. Like, just drink water, which sometimes this is at myself. I feel like I have to really concentrate on drinking water, and I have to throw it back and almost force myself some days to drink water. But when you prioritize drinking water, and this becomes a habit, especially when you wake up first thing in the morning, chug some water before you have coffee, before you have breakfast, anything on an empty stomach, and you can feel the hydration coming back into your body. Speaking of water break. Okay. Number 4, time block. This is the absolute biggest productivity hack there is. Time block everything. If you want to do something, time block it, or it's not going to get done. Anytime that I really want to do something or get something done, even if it's date night, or I have a friend right now that lives in another state and we have FaceTime calls, and I put it on my calendar so that I am so focused on it and know that it's there. Sometimes things come up, we have to change the time, whatever it is. But in my brain, I'm like, okay, it's there. Whether you do Google Calendars, iCalendar, whatever it is, I like doing Google Calendars because I linked it to Matt's phone also, so he's on our family calendar, so he sees what's going on. So I'm not double booking, and he knows what's going on without me having to tell him. If you have a partner, this is game changer. But time block. If you want to work out, time block. This is also going into number 5, which is routines. When you time block your routines, you are building this habit of doing it every single day. It becomes second nature because it is now a habit. You don't have to think about it so much. If you want to plan your perfect morning routine and you're like, okay, I'm going to get up 5 a.m. From 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., I'm going to drink my water, I'm going to sip on my coffee, and I'm going to sit and read my Bible and journal. that you're time blocking that time in the morning to know, hey, this is my quiet time. This is my peaceful time. I prioritize this time. This is super important to me. During this time, this is what I'm going to do. You can go as in depth and as crazy as you want, like, and do not every minute. That's it's a little cray, but do every hour, especially like your free time. If you have a set time of work schedule, and then you can go even further into it of like, what projects do you want to get done that day at work? What are you focusing on that day at work? Like, it sounds overwhelming at first, but I promise you it is the exact opposite. Like, it is going to make you feel so much more organized in your brain, and just, it's like a fresh breath of air. It's such a relief because then you're not double booking. I've done this so many times. I've double booked myself for events. I've missed important things. Because I didn't time block, therefore I didn't put it on my calendar. When you time block, you're putting it in your calendar so you know it's there. You're looking at it, you're seeing at it. I would make part of your routines to look at your calendar. That way you know what's going on, especially when you are doing these two in tandem. You're time blocking your routines. You are sticking to your shit. Like, this is the foundation of building habits. So, number 4, time block. Number 5, routines. I promise when you put these two together, it's like strawberry shortcake. There's no better combination than this. Number 6, get daily movement in. It doesn't have to be perfect, but something to move your body. Whether that's doing a YouTube yoga video, getting a nature walk outside. Literally, it could be a 5-minute walk outside, but doing a 5-minute walk outside is better than not doing anything at all. And I feel like we get so lost in perfectionism of it has to be perfect. I have to go to the gym and get an hour workout in and hit weights super hard and heavy. But it's like, if you don't do that, then you're going to do nothing at all. So even that 5 minutes of movement is better than not doing anything at all. So prioritize messy aligned action instead of perfectionism all 2025. And I promise you, it's going to deliver so many more results and get you so much further ahead. Number 7, minimize scrolling time. This is life-changing. I feel like something I got so stuck in all 2024 was comparison, comparing myself to everyone else that I saw, whether it was moms or coaches or entrepreneurs or whatever it was. And I would catch myself comparing myself and never feeling like I was good enough. I would feel like I'm not doing enough. I need to be doing more. How can I get further ahead? Like, what's wrong with me that they got it figured out and they're doing it and I'm not? Like, it's just such a shitty feeling, and you get so lost in it. And if you're sitting there scrolling for hours, just aimlessly scrolling and literally getting lost in it, it's almost inevitable to not start that comparison. And I'm not saying don't ever scroll. Like, I do love me a good scroll, but I'm going to instead focus on scrolling for inspiration or for excitement or for ideas for content or video or literally inspiration, instead of taking at it the approach like, I'm just going to sit on the couch and lay here and rot in my couch and then just scroll. Like, you're not getting anything out of it, and instead it's depleting your energy. So not only minimizing scrolling time, but you are going to scroll. So instead, when you do scroll, how can you look at it from a different approach? Unfollow anyone that does not make you feel good. This just got thrown in there. I feel like it's a little bonus tip. But with the minimized scrolling time, set the boundary of, I'm going to unfollow people who do not feel aligned. If they make me feel like shit, I'm unfollowing their account. I went through so many people that not even didn't make me feel good, but that just didn't align with who I am, with who my highest version self vision is, with what I'm working on and focusing on. Like, if they don't align, you're giving your energy away for free. For what? So the block button, the unfollow button, even if you don't want to go to like the block and unfollow because it's like a family member, or you just feel like it will like bring more chaos than it will do good, you can mute. So the unfollow, the block button is the game changer, and it's going to make you feel so much better. If you don't want to see their content, if it doesn't make you feel good, either unfollow or mute. And I promise it's going to make you feel just like a whole new woman. Like, you're going to be a whole new gal after that. Number 8, read more. So Tony Robbins, literally the man that he is today, says that so much of it is because he read books. Like, he credits so much of his success to reading books. And think about that. Whenever I read a book, especially like any type of self-development or knowledgeable, like information book that I'm getting something out of, I feel like it's like a whole new world. Like it's just almost like a secret passage. It's giving you all of this information in this one book. Podcasts are the same thing. Like read more books, listen to more podcasts, do audiobooks, whatever it is, but you are absorbing so much information from this one area. And it's huge and it's so easy to do. So whether you are an audio book kind of gal or if you like to sit paperback, something that I did last year, especially on like heavier reads, I would get the audio book and then you can also go to the library. Go to your local library. I love the libraries. It's such like a cozy feeling. Go to your local library. You can rent, is that what it's called? You can check out books so that way you're not having to buy every single book and get the audio book, rent the book from your library and listen to the book and follow along in the actual like paper or hardback book. It's going to just like, I feel like you're taking it in multiple ways. So the information is just going to stick so much better too. I love it. It's huge. So read more. However you choose to read, whatever types of books you read or however you want to listen or read, it's just chef's kiss. And then it's going to also help you minimize scrolling time. So 2 birds. Number 9, have time where you are completely present. This has been a huge focus on, especially as a mom of 2 now. I feel like last year I would be trying to get my work done and also be giving time to the kids and talking with them and giving them my attention and my focus and talking to Matt and having conversations and doing and like just spreading myself so thin in 100 different places where then in every one of those areas I felt like shit because I wasn't showing up present in any of them. So it was like I was just halfway pouring in all of them. I was giving a little bit here and there and instead being present in one that I'm doing right in this minute and focusing on it. It's like when you focus on being present in what you're doing, you're going to show up 100%. Rather than trying to do a million things at once and spread yourself so thin, you're going to show up half-assed in all of those. So really in my head, I thought, oh, I'm going to just spread myself so thin and try and do it all at once. But then I was getting those types of results from it because I was not showing up 100% in any of it. I was showing up 10% and getting 10% results. So instead, I said, I'm going to focus on being super present and focused on whatever it is that I'm showing up in. So that way I can feel really good about it and I can get those same results from it. And you just feel better. Like I feel like such a better mom whenever I am focusing and being present, whenever I'm playing with the kids, playing dollhouse or toys or whatever it is, instead of like trying to be on my phone and try to scroll and play games with them at the same time. Like you're not going to be able to do both at the same time and you're going to show up half-assed in both and then you're going to feel shitty about the way you showed up. Like I noticed whenever I would try to do all of these at once, I would feel like a bad mom. I would feel like I'm not giving Matt attention. I would feel like I didn't get anything done in work and because I wasn't showing up 100% in any of them. So focus on the task at hand. Focus on whatever it is that you're doing in that moment and just being super present in it and showing up 100% in it. And you're going to get 100% results then. You're going to feel better. I feel like such a better mom when I'm present. So I promise that you're just going to feel better. You're going to feel better. You're going to show up better. You're going to get better results. Number 10, and I have to say this is one of the most important ones and it's going to give you results. And that is ignore the fucking haters. And I say this heavily because if you are always focused on what everyone else is thinking about you or what everyone else is doing, or if I do this, what are they going to think about this? Or like getting just so lost in worrying about these people who don't care about you, who don't like wish well on you, who are just waiting for your downfall, you are giving away your energy to people that don't matter. If they are not trying to better your life and trying to help you and you care about them and love them, it's like, who cares? And when you stop giving that energy away to people that don't matter and you're going to instead have it to pour in to things that you do care about. You're going to be able to pour into your work, into your family, into your love life, into your habits and your things that you excite you and that make you happy and that better you and your life. instead of just giving all that energy away for free to things that don't matter. This is literally going to make you show up to like such a badass, because if you are sitting and you really want to do something, like for instance, if you want to make a podcast and you're thinking like, oh my gosh, what if Betty Lou from down the street from me in second grade hears my podcast and thinks like, cringe, I can't believe she made a podcast. And that holds you back from making your podcast. Like, what? No, we're not doing that. We're not letting 2025 be a repeat of all of the other years. This is the year for you to fucking shine. Like, for all of the puzzle pieces to fall together and you just go 100 miles a minute, full speed at it, and make big ass moves to have the big ass results. And you're not going to get there by playing small. You're definitely not going to get there by listening to the fucking haters. So I say this with the most loving, tough love that I possibly can. Block them. Like, if you're really concerned about them seeing your stuff or what are they going to say or think or whatever, block them and just ignore it. Do not give them the time of day. Don't even think about it. Don't look at their stuff. Who cares? Focus on you and your work and what you're doing and the impact that you're bringing into this world for the better. And that's going to be where your energy flows. So that is all. My short, sweet, to the point 10 habits to transform the absolute life of yours in 2025. I promise, when you stick to these 10 habits and when you implement them in your life consistently and you are devoted to showing up for them every single day, even if it does not look perfect, because we are prioritizing messy aligned action over perfectionism in 2025, but just prioritizing showing up for yourself every single day by doing these 10 habits, your life is going to look so fucking different for the better at the end of the year. And I want you to remember this moment. Do like a little camera photograph in your head of this moment, because you're going to look back and be like, I cannot believe when I started 2025 by sticking to this and by showing up and by being devoted and literally following through with what I'm going to say and building that self-trust with myself and following through the things that I say I'm going to show up for and doing, my life changed in every single way better than I could have ever dreamt of, better than I could have ever thought or expected or hoped for, because I did not give no for an answer. This is the year. This is your year. So that is all. Let me know which habit that you are most excited to implement into your life, that you're most excited to try, to stick to. Also, drop any habits that you have found really helpful for yourself. If they weren't in this video, share your best and most important habits in the comments below. That way, we can all just be here with each other, help each other grow, and just step into your highest version self for the year of 2025. I'm telling you, I can feel the good energy. So I am sending you so much love. Also, just a little, so if you see me in a couple episodes, well, in a hot minute, with a new mic, one of my goals is I'm going to create 10 episodes consistently for 10 weeks. And then I'm going to buy myself a new mic, because I have been wanting a new mic. I was going to get one for Black Friday, but I instead bought Christmas presents for other people because for being selfless. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to do it yet because I need to show up more consistently. So that's a little challenge with myself. I love giving myself challenges. It's like if you're a competitive person, this is something so fun to do that's going to make you show up for yourself, because it's a little challenge. It's fun. But that is all. I'm sending you so much love. I hope you have a beautiful, amazing day. I hope that you put it into place and you just feel the transformation brewing right away and you feel it coming, because again, this is your year. I promise you it's going to be so amazing. I'm sending you so much love. I hope you're having a beautiful start to 2025, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.